Hi, I'm Allison. I'm back again. Today we are doing corn chowder, and one of the things that it calls for in the recipe is cream corn. I'm doubling the batch so that we can take it over to my parents, and I only had one. So we're going to take regular corn and turn it into creamed corn. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the can of corn and put it into, instead of a food processor, this will do the job. So first thing I'm going to do is put this here and just do a slight blend. And from there, it's the essence of the corn that you're looking for. So I will blend in the corn. And now I'm going to add a little bit of milk. It calls just for a 1/4 cup. You could also add water, but to richen up the soup, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of milk in. And then the other thing that the recipe called for is a little bit of cornstarch just to thicken it up. So I'm going to add in about 1/2 teaspoon of cornstarch, and then I'm going to give this one more little mix. I don't want it to be super pureed, so I'm just going to do a quick blend. And our cream corn is ready. Okay, I am back. We've made our cream corn. The next step for the recipe is cutting the potatoes. The recipe calls for 3 potatoes. Sometimes I'll add 4. We're doubling the recipe, so I'm going to cut 6. The key with cutting potatoes is that, and anything that you're boiling together, is that you cut it in similar sizes so that everything cooks at the same rate. I always just go straight down the middle and then in half again, and then step straight on through. The same thing with the other side. And then I'm going to put these into my pot. I'll end up cutting the other 5 to throw in here. But next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my onion. I cut both ends off the onion, cut it in half, and then peel the outer layer. And again, I like thick onions, so I'm going to cut a little bit bigger chop, a little more rustic. I'm going to do that with all of these. The recipe calls for 1 onion, but again, we're doubling, so I'll be cutting in 2. Next step will be coming at you in a minute. I'm back. I've got the onions and potatoes boiling, starting to boil on the oven. And the next thing I'm going to do here is prepare my bacon bits. And sometimes people make bacon bits and they fry their bacon in whole pieces. It's much easier to cut it ahead of time, and then when you're cooking the bacon, it's in pieces. It not only cooks faster, but it is easier to manage what size the pieces will be when you're done. So I'm going to cut these up and fry them up, and then I'm going to put them off to the side, and at the end we'll combine them in with the soup. Okay, as you can see here, I've drained the bulk of the water off since I like ours a little more thick and chowdery. First thing I'm going to add is the evaporated milk. The recipe calls for one of the large cans. I think it's like, I don't know, 12.5 ounces or something like that. So we're doubling. And then we will put in the cream corn. You can see the difference in the consistency. This is the one that came out of the can, obviously. And then this is the one that we made. And in doing this, I think that from here on out, I will always make my own cream corn, because I know exactly what's in there, and it looks more bright and beautiful. If you see the difference of the two in here, this one is way better. So put that in, and then the last thing I'm going to add is our bacon. This is the pack of bacon. I like all of the ingredients in here to be a little bit bigger so that it's a chunkier soup. So I'm going to mix it all together. And as I am doing this, I just want to be careful to not break down the potatoes, because you do want to keep them a little bit held together in there so that it's not mashed up. So once you get this piece done, Add some pepper, my favorite part. I love pepper, and stir that together. At this point now, you're gonna move it back onto the burner for just a low simmer so that the ingredients can marry and your soup will thicken up.
Mom, this is the best soup, just like you.